So it's been a brilliant week, and it's been a week where I've gone from ploughing away and ploughing away at the Northwest Highlands to suddenly I'm on the cusp of finishing. How did that happen? It's been an amazing week. At the end of last week I headed to Knoydart and climbed the Three Munros of Knoydart, and then a continuation of that is the mountains of Loch Coich, and there's a trio there called, the biggest one is Scuairnachie, and yeah, they are stunning mountains and I love them all. So the first day I headed into Scuairnachie on the bike, on the road again. In the 1 year since I've been here in Glendessery, this forest has been felled flat, and it's like, wow, big change. It's not looked this open for, well, for decades. I left it till 1:30 to leave. Again, better weather in the evening and it was forecast to clear, and I was actually kind of into the idea of being up on those hills as it got dark. So I cycled in, up onto Scuairnachie. Oh, wow. Yes, this is Feithineachie. Big slit going up the mountain gives access to the summits. So I'm going to head up this now. And that all took like 3.5 hours or something like that. So the afternoon was way established by the time I got onto this remote summit. Usually you're just searching for a little hold. You kind of want something. And sometimes you don't get it. It's a beautiful mountain, big mountain, tallest in the area, and out there. And I was there with only like 2 hours of light left and another 2 Munros to do. So I really quickly moved across to the second one, Garabh Circ 4, and it's got this chaotic ridge, just rises and falls, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And at times it looked quite threatening. It was very sort of grey and black and monochrome and jagged. And then I just came out the cloud and I got this sunset view down Loch Nevis. And again, one of the real defining moments of the round, darkness falling on these summits, me there completely myself in winter. The following day I had 2 Munros left beside that, Scuairmore and Garach. Now, I kindly actually have to say thanks to Masa Sakino, because he drove me eventually back from Loch Coich to Loch Arkaig where my van was, and that is not a short van trip whatsoever. So I started the day at Loch Arkaig and then I went Scuairmore, Garach, and then finished at Loch Coich. Hoped to be away by 5. That didn't happen, but 5:30 was when I started, so fair enough. 3 cheesy toasts, few cups of tea, filled a flask. I was just like racing along those mountains, and my pace was really high and a lot of running. Ran down that whole thing in 8 minutes. You could feel the wind just blasting, but it was clear air and you knew that the rain was coming. And I got in 5 minutes before the front hit and the skies just boom, tipped with water. It was a really intense day. If you can move quickly in the hills, then it's a real advantage. A lot of the time I don't, I tend to hold back because I know I've got the time and to do that, and it keeps the muscles better condition. But yeah, that day I was just going for it, and I really loved it. It was great fun. And with those summits finished, I also finished the entire kind of Knoydart, Loch Coich, Glen Sheila, everything in that area was now finished. The following day I got stuck into the 4 Munros at Glen Strathfarrar. Now previously I had tried to get in there twice, but the snow had been blocking the road. I've made a complete balls up of my tactics here. I'd managed to book it the times that the snow was coming down to the ground, and it's like, it's never going to work, it's a private road. But I finally got there, and it wasn't a steal day, it wasn't an easy day, it wasn't a giveaway. I actually had some of the most sustained whiteouts on the Strathfarrar 4 that I've had all winter, and I had to do a hell of a lot of navigation and just following the compass and following the terrain to get over them. Strathfarrar is complete. Good stuff. But in the end everything worked out really well, and I got back down to the glen, pedalled back up to get my van. Yeah. Wild goat. Look at that. yeah, another nice day. And then that was that area finished. So the following day, I went to Amfuchagach, which is a singularly unpronounceable if you're not a Gael, Munro. The mountain is guarded by this river. It's a really big river, and it was full of winter snowmelt. And I tried for a long time to cross it on stones, and eventually I just had to dive in, almost up to my waist. Okay, it's worked every time so far. Plastic bags, here we go. And as soon as I'd done that, that ruled out any possibility whatsoever of continuing and maybe doing more mountains, because as soon as you get wet, like deeply wet, soaked inside, your temperature just plummets. And I knew that I'd be able to do one summit, definitely, but if you're getting really involved in getting into the more remote ones in that area, then maybe not. It was also quite a wild day, a lot of spindrift, a lot of wind, so you're resisting that as well, while post-holing through deep slab, sitting on top of the mountain. So yeah, one Munro. Okay, fine, another one Munro day, but so be it. And then off the back of that, I was joined by Struan. The arrival of Struan Mills. Yes, someone saved the day.
Yeah, nicely spotted. You're quite right when I come along the road. It's like, where's Kev? Where's Kev? Where's the big red man?
Headed into Monar, and I had this big trip to do. And at last, the forecast just opened up with these beautiful days. Clear sky forecast, which has almost never happened all winter. Number one in Monar! Tons to go! Day one of the high pressure. That's incredible. Really incredible conditions. Malunde has always historically been the Munro here, but I'm on this large plateau, and one for the hill nerds. There's a top about a kilometre to the west that got resurveyed as being like 30 centimetres higher. So technically the summit of the mountain moved. I'm going over there anyway because I'm continuing to do more today, and now I'm walking just west to a bothy to meet Struan tonight. Struan had got to the bothy before me with all the sort of sleeping kit. I was walking down this glen at last light, and I could just see his head torch at the bothy. That'll be Bernice.
Yeah.
Bernice.
That's a good fire, eh?
Mm-hmm. And get a bit of food.
You just sit and watch it for hours upon hours.
Now the day after that, I had probably one of the most committing days of the entire winter, but it was done in a really good weather forecast. One of the best weather days all winter. Where are we? What's happening?
We are at Bernice Bothy. Kev's about to set off on a bit of an epic trip to up the cheese I like to call it the cheese grater, but it's the cheesecake, and then Lurgvor, and then he's just going to randomly walk across the moor and hit onto the Mulladock 4. Just a casual 20 odd miles, isn't it, Kev?
Casual.
Casual as you like, so.
To do it in such a straight line like that, you're travelling through the centre of the most remote, emptiest, largest mountainous area in the Highlands. This river is one of the most remote in the country. I am many miles away from any road, and I'm going to take the dig. So, there you go. Without any tracks whatsoever. So there's no way out, you have to make it. And I did the first two summits in the morning, Bidgin or Corrihishkich, Lurgvor, and they were no problem whatsoever, really just enjoyed them. And then I headed into this huge lower area behind Loch Monar, and it's what you might, I don't know, would you call it like an interior land? It's just inside. When you're in there, you're in it, and there's no easy way out. And I still had these 4 Munros to do. So I climbed up onto An Sochach, And then Sokach found really mature snow conditions. It was all like dollops of huge amounts of snow and cornices and cornice collapses and avalanches coming off the hills there. So certainly a lot of hills at Afric, and the Afric hills sure hold a lot of snow. And then across and Riachan, Sgurna Lapich, Carnan Gore, 3 more Munros to finish. And I headed in a straight line back to the Loch Malardoch Dam, where actually Lorraine was waiting, and she gave us a lift back to Beauly, where my van was. So it was just an amazing trip, this huge long link through the Highlands, and it finished a big area very efficiently. It was a beautiful day. Whatever happens now for the next few days, it's been quite a adventure. It's been I can't quite believe it's all behind, almost. You know, it's like, God, was that it? Because I've spent so many years visualising this thing, it's like, suddenly it becomes reality, and it's like, it's just happened. Wow. So, pretty stonking. So, I suppose that's the last full week as well, last full week update. So, good stuff. That will do.